The Bear Pit Pod is back. We're back after 2 results that we haven't covered. Is it 2?
Yeah, it's at Sheffield United and Bristol away.
United and Bristol.
Yeah. Right.
Before we do start, I want to put out that we're looking for a few contributors. Whether it might be, if you think you want to do some on-camera stuff, some Twitter stuff, some Facebook, write blogs, whatever it is, let us know, because we're looking for some new contributors for something that we might have coming up. So I won't give it much more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just drop us a line. Contact at thebearpittv.com. So first we need to speak about Sheffield United 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it as a point gained, a difficult away, or was it a poor performance and we were lucky?
It was both in reality. I mean, Sheffield United were up there. Obviously, they have been top several points this season, and I would have taken a draw beforehand, but I'd like to have taken a more convincing draw because we were lucky. In reality, we barely threatened their goal. We didn't threaten their goal, apart from our one goal.
Yeah.
They had several decent chances, opportunities, had the most of the ball. But then I would have taken a draw beforehand. So you look at the reality of the situation. We went there, we got a point at a top side in the division. I don't know. If we lose, you moan a lot. Do
you think it's the manner? Because it was so late in the day, Joe Allen free kick.
Yeah.
Is more the sticking point that people are getting aggravated with, that we were so lucky and late on, we didn't seem to have any control of the game.
No. The weird thing for me is the fact we scored so late on was almost the redeeming feature, because that goal and good feeling was fresh in my mind when the game finished. So I came away thinking, yeah, good point, that, not too bad. Having moaned for the previous 87 minutes before that.
Joe Allen free kick as well.
I know, it was...
What's going on?
I mean, even some people say it's a great free kick, others are saying it's a tad lucky. I think it was a tad lucky. The keeper was just kind of... A keeper should be saving that.
Yeah.
It was smart, but it wasn't exactly, Cristiano Ronaldo at his peak. But there's a load of negativity around Stoke at the moment, so when you step back, you've got to commend the point. What else have we got?
Okay, so we'll take that. We'll say
that's my review of the Sheffield United one. It's on paper
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to this weekend.
Yeah.
There was a furor. I never know how you say that word.
Furor. I'm not sure what word you're after, so
someone let us know.
I'm going to go with that.
I'll just say fury is probably correct to describe it as well. When Darren Fletcher made the starting lineup.
Yeah, and I was in a pub in Bristol, and several people made that comment that it was poor. I mean, who would you have played instead of him? The obvious one is Bojan.
Yeah. I'm not saying I did. I was one of the first people to throw a hissy fit when I saw Dan Fletcher in this one. I don't think we should be starting. Just like him at that age that he is in the Championship, I think we need a more mobile midfield, and we've got the players to do that, or we should have the players to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Eto'o was injured. I understand why Bojan didn't start. Whether that should have been for Fletcher's a different conversation, but Klukas isn't ready.
Yeah.
So I do boil it down to the point. The other option was him or Charlie Adam. Who would you have started in that centre midfield? There was no... I mean, you could have gone for 4-4-2, arguably, obviously, and had Woods and Allen. It's a tad worrying. And this is the third consecutive manager now that's shown faith in Fletcher. Obviously, Hughes signed him, played him quite frequently and kept coming back to him. Lambert initially went with Fletcher as well. And Rowett started with Fletcher at the start of the season. He's brought him back in. There must be something in training. He's obviously showing glimpses of what he's done.
Yeah, well, he's obviously, and he's got that reputation that precedes him.
Of course he has, but we as fans, we've seen on a frequent basis that he's, for want of a better phrase, he's certainly past his peak. I'm not saying he's past it, but he's not a million miles off it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And even before his goal, I wouldn't exactly said he was having a worldie game. He was playing all right, so nothing amazing. He gave the ball away a few times. And then
he scored.
He scored, and it was a really good goal.
Yeah, bringing it down on
really
his chest,
good goal
and volleying.
It looks immense watching the replay. It was a great control, a great
mental,
really good goal.
Great mental effort.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was happy for him because I think at this moment he's going to reflect back on his time in Stoke and think,
it wasn't a great time. Got
relegated. Got relegated. The fans generally hate me. I don't know if hate's the right word, but he's certainly not viewed as favourable to him. He's not loved at all, is he? But he must think, I've won the Champions League, what's going on? I'm not saying he should be up there now, but he's like, there is quality of Fletcher, and you occasionally see him knock a great pass or control it with kind of a certain amount of quality that shows he's been there, but he's not there, and it's a shame that we are having to rely on someone that's clearly past the best. But nonetheless, great goal.
Great goal.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, he come off. Charlie hadn't come on.
I think that volley knackered.
Volley did to get out of it.
It knackered his thighs up and something.
And
Charlie come on, and I thought Charlie played well. Before he got subbed off, I thought he was great. He got his head up. He knocked some great balls into the right areas. And if one thing Charlie can do well, and it's sometimes to his detriment, is he rushes a pass, but with the right idea in mind. He wants to get the ball moving, and I thought it worked for him.
His legs are just act a little later than his brain.
Yeah, they do a little bit, but I thought Charlie played all right when he come on. But it just showed that we've not got much cover there at the moment.
And I think it says a lot about our aging midfield where we have to. We start one, he comes off within half an hour.
Yeah.
The next one comes on, he has to go off at some point
because he's got booked into liability like that. But yeah, there we go.
That's the story of our midfield. So we went in at the break 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the second half was a bit of a different story.
The second half was I'll say it was a bit of a barrage really. From the first minute right through to the 90th, we were pretty much under the cosh.
We were peppered,
and it was like it was the 90th minute for the whole of the half. You know, and you just like constantly backs the wall.
Yeah.
You're convinced they're about to score, and it didn't happen somehow. And we've got really one man to really thank for that, and it was Jack. Jack was well and truly back to the Jack of old. Distribution was a little bit shaky, but it's never been the best. But certainly in between the posts, there was
a couple of world class saves in there.
Oh, phenomenal! What was the one right at the end where it was from where I was stood? It was a goal.
Yeah.
It was a goal, and he kind of pushed it around the post or whatever he did. But yeah, Jack of old, and a lot of people have said we were lucky, and I understand that sentiment. But one of my pet hates in football is when your goalkeeper pulls out a fantastic display, or maybe your defence, because defence, put in some last minute tackles. People say you were lucky, and I go back. Well, we weren't lucky. Our keeper was better than your strikers. Our defence was better than your strikers, and you could easily play that card, couldn't you?
Yeah.
100%. Our keeper was too good for you,
100%.
so we weren't lucky. We were better, and I think that's the angle I'm going to go at because there's too much negativity.
We were just better.
People might be saying that's bollocks, but I'm going to roll with that because we need a bit of positivity, and I'm going to say we've got an amazing keeper. That's why we won.
We basically did another Gary Rowett shithousery.
A little bit. And if you look back on Norwich, Sheffield United, and Bristol, 7 points in them 3 games is an amazing return, and I don't know how we got 7 points from them. That's got to be a positive that we can play so poorly in them 3 difficult away games and come away with 7 points. That has to be a positive, doesn't it? You've got to at least view it from that angle, because if we play well,
that way, yeah?
God knows what we'll do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do anyway. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's
or am I deluded?
Very good 3 points.
Yeah.
Again, in this league, away to anyone winning away at anyone is a good result.
Yeah.
Because anyone could beat anyone.
Yeah.
Again, it was similar to the Norwich game in that we just took an absolute barrage and we've stood it.
Yeah.
I just hope every away game isn't that blueprint.
I think Rowett's acknowledging that our certain areas of the pitch aren't as strong as he'd like them to be, and this is the tactic he's going to adopt. He thinks we've not got quality to see games through for offensives. We've got to do this.
Be interesting to see what happens in January.
Yeah.
With new signings, if we have any.
Yeah, we have to get another sense back in. And another pet hate of mine is Edwards. Bar.
Yeah,
Butland
Tom Edwards started again.
Was the best player, certainly the best outfield player, I thought. We've had Bauer. Obviously, there's been a falling out with Rowett, whatever. Then we've got Edwards in the squad, and we've spunked a signing on a right back when we had these 2 in the squad. I just think that's Martin. I just think that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a waste of kind of energy. I know. It's just a waste of kind of resources going to this position when we've got cover there. I know Martini can play centre back, but he's not playing in there, so I don't know. Weird.
Not sure.
It's funny. Well, not for Bauer, it wasn't, but Bauer was actually he was stripped to come on. He was ready at the touchline. He was going to come on, and Rowett had a change of heart and sent him back to the bench and brought on, I think, was it Crouchy or Shawcross, somebody instead anyway. And that must be kick in the teeth for someone that's already down.
Maybe he's teaching him a lesson.
Yeah, maybe it's a tease.
On Edwards and his spot, Gary Rowett's come out today and got a quote, and this, I don't know if this means Edwards is going to keep his place or be changed because of the game, the next game. So he said, sometimes you have to do something tactically. For example, Kuko gives us an extra marker at set pieces, which Tom doesn't give. And if you were playing against a very big side, then occasionally that will give you problems. But in terms of performance, he deserves to stay in the side after that. So he sort of alluded to, when we played Borough, they're big and strong, and we're going to need Martina.
Yeah.
Also, Tom played really well and should keep his place.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what his point is there, mate. I don't know. Maybe he's... I don't know what his point is, to be honest. But I've not really seen Martinez exactly commanding defender from set pieces. So I'm not seeing that in him. And I think Edwards has to start against Borough. Has to. And he's got a great cross on him as well.
Great delivery.
Great cross on him, which is it's rare, isn't it, for a fullback?
What we need.
He really has got a great delivery on him.
Best performers, I think, is quite obvious.
Jack, Edwards. Then after that, everyone's going to have a different answer, and people are going to argue this, but I thought Berahino was okay.
Berahino did a lot of the running down.
Yeah, he did.
Difficult work.
He's a miles better hold-up player than I thought he was. But yeah, them three for me were the better players. Yeah.
Worst?
I'm going to go with Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe.
I'm a big fan of him as well, and I'm still convinced he's going to come good. But yeah, he was pretty shocking, to be honest with you. When we were under the pressure, as we were like all second half, the amount of times the ball would come within the vicinity of him, and he was always 2 yards off the pace, and it was infuriating because their centre out was just scooping the ball up, bringing it back, and he just seemed either knackered or not bothered. And I hope it's knackered, because I don't want to see that sort of attitude in a player. I hope it's knackered, and I think it was. I'd like to see Berahino up front next game. Yeah,
on his own.
I'd like to see them both, Berahino and Afobe, in a 2 up front. But if he's going to go with this 4-3-3, I think it should be Berahino up top.
Okay,
but we'll see.
Man of the match, Jack.
Yeah, it has to be Jack, doesn't it? Has to be Jack. Be a full Moscow Jack. We won because of him, really.
For anyone who heard a ping whilst we were recording, I had a really important message from the girlfriend. Eater releasing their Christmas menu in stores on the 7th.
Oh, what? As in the cafe thing, whatever it is?
Yeah. So
right.
Basically, she's telling me that pigs in blankets, mash and gravy will be an eat soon. So.
Right. That is
the important breaking news here on the.
That is big. That is a bit keen, isn't it? A bit keen.
Hey,
October.
I'm waiting for that. Also, Eric Peters came out with an interesting quote over the weekend. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
He says he should have been shooting much sooner in his career. He said, I think I've been doing the wrong thing for 5 years. I keep giving shit crosses, but now I've found out I can shoot.
I mean, you have to laugh, because I like the fact he's acknowledged crossing is Eric's worst trait by an absolute country mile. It's he crosses like someone that's never played football.
That quote as well has confirmed for me how much of a fluke his goal against Newcastle was.
Yeah, I know. Fair play. You have to laugh at that.
You have to laugh.
Self-deprecation and all that, but
his crossing is absolutely woeful.
But my advice is don't shoot still. 3 goals in 4 years isn't a ratio to suggest that you need to start shooting.
I think it's because did he nearly come close? Was it against Sheffield United, or was it?
He had a looping shot that was vaguely had the keeper looking, but no real concerns for him.
The games come so thick and fast in the Championship.
I know.
You forget which is which.
I know. It's nuts.
I'm trying to cast my mind and I just can't.
Yeah, he did have a looping shot against Sheffield United, but it wasn't that great.
So with that performance of Jack, and he's had a few clean sheets now. Is Butland back to his best?
It's one game.
But he's had a few clean sheets. Done well.
Yeah, he's been all right. I mean, it's when you get kind of sucked into this Butland's not been very good mentality that everyone's jumped on the back of, myself included. You struggle to see or appreciate when he has been good, if that makes sense. When he was in his peak of form at Stoke, the consensus was Jack Butland's a great keeper, going on to great things, and that was it. You didn't count. Sometimes you kind of brush some of his poor performances under the carpet, and I think the same thing's going to happen a little bit now. You struggle to see the positives in the performance unless it's evidence, as it was at Bristol. He's not back to his best as yet, but he's back on the ladder at least. He's going the right direction.
He's getting there. If he keeps those sort of saves up from the weekend,
he's going to get to that point again.
They'll all be coming.
Yeah, he really was great, and he needed that. He looked shot this season of confidence, and I'm happy to see him pull off that sort of performance.
And hopefully there's many more.
Hopefully there's many more. Yeah.
Hopefully there's many more. We come on to now a very, very, very sad story, and it's what's happened at Leicester.
Oh, it's tragic.
Absolutely horrible. Wouldn't wish it on any club, any person, anyone.
No.
I was actually watching it. I was watching BT Sport. I was watching the BT Sport coverage at the weekend. I was with Brian Shujordi just after the game had finished, and we thought they were going to go to the news about Glenn Hoddle. All the thoughts.
So because it was Leicester West Ham, wasn't it?
Yeah,
BT Sport. And did the crash happen during the post-match analysis? Yeah. So it happened live during that bit. Wow.
So they came back from an advert break, and Jake Humphries was saying started going into this, speaking about how the owner takes off after the ground from every game, which they showed you before the break. They showed the shot of the helicopter, and they said, he says the line, "It's crashed in the."
Well, he says that.
Yeah, Jake Humphries. He says, you saw before the break the helicopter was taken off and it crashed in the car park. And they eventually had the fire alarm go off and they had to leave the studio.
Did they?
Yeah, absolutely horrendous. Couldn't believe it was going on. It's now since been confirmed that all 5 people on board died. Mm-hmm. That was the owner of Leicester.
It was his daughter.
I think. And another person and the 2 pilots.
Yeah.
Pilot and...
I think the pilot's wife as well, or partner.
Yeah, or partner, yeah.
Yeah, they were together. And
apparently the pilot steered the helicopter away from a crowd as well, because obviously the game hadn't been too long finished. Yeah. Apparently steered it away. But yeah, absolutely horrendous story. The football world is 100% in mourning. Yeah,
it's really... I mean, I didn't know too much about him as a chairman. I was aware they were owned by this guy, and he owned King Power, the duty-free thing. But since it's come out, he's gone into a lot of detail about what he did for the club, and you have to respect the way he treated Leicester as compared to other owners that have come in. I look at Vincent Tan at Cardiff, who changed the kit, and the fella up at Hull who wanted to change it to Hull Tigers, and you have to respect the way he respected the culture and tradition of Leicester and what he put into the club, and it's tragic. And it couldn't help me but think of Peter Coates. Imagine what we'd be thinking if the same had happened. And it'd be devastating. And I know Coates is coming for a little bit of stick this past 18 months, but I've always tried to defend Coates in any sense, and it really makes you appreciate a decent chairman. Yeah, as he clearly was. And,
poured money into the community and projects.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there was a clip what Jack Reeve of Talk Norwich City put up of a local guy in Leicester whose house had a fire, and he'd lost his wife and son, I think, and the club gave him the hall to have the wake, and helped him out. Just did so many things you wouldn't even know about otherwise. But all our thoughts are with everyone involved.
It's tragic.
Leicester City at the minute, because God knows what they're all going through.
The images today, I think it was his family and the Leicester squad laying the wreaths and paying their respects at the memorial at the ground was. Yeah, it's tragic,
Tragic and horrendous. But our thoughts are with everyone at Leicester, every Leicester fan, and hopefully we never have to see anything ever happen like that again in football.
Yeah.
We will now go on to the people's questions. So let's have a look what people have got to say. Liam Cope says, do we change things up front this Saturday against a tough defensive Purely side? Maybe go one up front instead.
I don't think you can do. I mean, I'm probably giving away what my predicted first 11 is going to be, but a Purely side, one up front, you're asking for trouble. You need 2 strikers to put pressure on their inevitable tough defenders. I think you have to play 4-4-2. You won't do it, but I think you should play Berahino and Fobe together.
Okay.
That will not happen.
Andy O'Toole says, would you prefer leg-sized fingers or finger-sized legs?
Finger-sized legs, because it's game over. What do you do with finger-sized? Yeah, it's carnage. You can't do anything.
Absolute mayhem.
Play handball or something.
Charlie says, would you take the original team that took us up in the first time in their prime over the team we have this season? 100%.
Well, yeah, they got us promoted. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
If we done it, yeah, definitely.
Chew Jam says, do you think we could pull off 3 at the back to incorporate Shawcross back into the side with Edwards and Peters as wing backs, or do we keep the extra midfielder?
I still think midfield is our weakest part of the pitch at the moment, and I don't know. It's difficult. I wouldn't really want to test that out against Middlesbrough, to be honest with you. I think that there might be games with more potential to try that one out. So, potentially, because Williams and Indy did look a little bit up against it, and I think the extra body could help. But I think more importantly, we need a more mobile, younger centre back. That's the real answer. Not by sticking more aging defenders in there.
Yeah,
in Shawcross.
I agree. Geordie of Suburbia says, would you have Jeff Cameron back in January? He's been class for QPR.
100%. I'm going to do... this isn't a plug, it's just... I'm going to do him over podcast in a minute. Great touch for big lad. That's a plug. QPR, mate of mine's on that one, and he's been great, Jeff Cameron. I don't know how we got rid of him. If nothing else, he's athletic, and we look so stiff and wooden within the centre-back department. Baffling decision. Baffling. I'm not saying he would have started from start to finish, but he was certainly an option. We've got no depth in centre-backs.
Yeah.
We get rid of Jeff Cameron. And centre midfield. He would have started on Saturday night, I assume, instead of Fletcher.
Yeah.
He's a utility man, and there's several areas where we've got no depth, and he could cover for most of them. Weird decision, that one. Very weird decision.
I don't know if I'm that gutted he's gone, but seeing Charlie come on Saturday,
yeah,
I definitely think
he's getting some good reviews down at QPR, and
taking his place.
Yeah, I think it's a weird choice, that one.
Yeah, Harvey Todd says, thank God the podcast is back. Fed up of listening to Spotify playlist. Do you think the club should get more involved, do stuff with content creators like ourselves, as you see West Ham doing loads of stuff with Spencer FC?
Over to you, Al.
Don't get me started on this sort of stuff.
It's a yes from you then, is it?
Yeah, I'll just say yeah. I can't be asked for going a tirade rant against how bad the club's social media is.
Well, you know what, I will actually briefly. And I know this is a bit of a hot topic with a lot of Stoke fans, because obviously the streaming services started this year.
Yes, let's go on about this.
I was watching Sheffield United via the stream on last Tuesday, was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
And I spent a tenner on it, and the feed was horrendous. It was like watching it whilst blinking, because it just kept flickering with a black screen every second. And I managed to watch the whole 90 minutes, but it was an absolute disgraceful. I've emailed the club saying I want my tenner back, basically. They said, we're looking into it. We've emailed the club, all this sort of business. I've not heard anything back yet, but I need to chase that up.
This is the thing.
And it's happening
multiple times.
Most weekends, most games. It's dodgy.
Mum in Spain, I put a tweet out actually taking the piss, but I was dead serious. She sat there watching it in sunglasses.
Why? Just too bright?
Yeah, because it kept flashing.
Oh, right, because the flickering. Yeah, I mean, if you've got epilepsy or something, you'd be advised not to watch it.
Sat in a living room watching it with sunglasses on. And the commentary is awful as well. Apparently, it's either too quiet or it's not synced.
It's getting better. I watched it, I've done a few... I watched I forget the game now, but there's one where there was no crowd, but there was commentary. There's another where there was crowd but no commentary. Is that the same one? Either way, whatever it is. The one at Sheffield United was probably the best, to be fair. I thought the levels were right, but the image was just on its arse. It was just disgrace.
Horrendous. The thing is with the club as well, they apologise on Twitter, and then that's the last
year. And then you don't get your money back, or they don't have a response to anyone else. And
they're literally scamming people out of money because
I know.
They're not doing what.
I mean, if I'm going to be, I assume that it's been given out to a company to produce this. I assume,
well, I guess
as opposed to the Stoke.
Themselves.
I assume. So if I'm being kind to the club, it's not their team or staff that's doing it, but they should be bollocking these people that are doing it and making sure that
some people were saying, oh, it's going to be the people at Sheffield's end, but apparently it was completely fine on iFollow and the Sheffield United.
Oh, right. Well, that says a lot.
So I think it was our end.
I mean, it's early days, but it's shocking.
We've just not everything off the pitch is a shambles, or not going very well.
No,
I think
that is why.
And I don't want, back to the original question. Yes, we don't do anything on social media. Do you know? I'll say I'm not going to go into it, and I'm going into it. We don't make our players work for their money, so to say. You look at any other club; they've got their players doing all sorts of social media and interacting with fans. We get them go to school now and then, or whatever it might be. We don't get them to.
But even that sort of footage and content seems to have gone off the radar a little bit. I don't recall last time I saw a little clip of him visiting a local school or hospital or whatever. It seems to be few and far between.
The last bit of footage they put out was the golf day.
Right. Any good?
It's alright.
I didn't watch
Nothing
it.
special.
Didn't watch it. Who won?
I've got no idea.
Right.
One of the staff, I think. Simon Borcroft, if you could speak any language or play any instrument, what would you choose?
I think you might as well speak Spanish. Makes the most sense, doesn't it? In terms of people to...
I agree.
In terms of where it's spoken.
Instrument?
Piano. I can play guitar, but I'd go for piano. Or maybe drums, actually. I might play drums.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Chris Castle Boot says, should I have duck and plum sauce or crispy chili beef from the Chinese?
Crispy chili beef.
He actually followed that up with, I'm in the Chinese now, so I would have eaten whatever I have chose by the time you record the podcast.
Oh, right, okay. Well, let us know. Let
us know what you had for next week, Chris.
Yeah.
Favourite ever Vale player, says Matt Daly.
Dave Brannan, because he played for us.
Yeah, I'll say Dicko.
Oh, yeah, Dicko as well, yeah. If they played for Stoke, they're going to win by default.
Lastly, the Instagram questions. Let's see if we've got any that we haven't already answered.
There's always a lot on here, isn't there?
There's always a lot on here. I don't know if it's Luke Walliscroft. L. Walliscroft. Favourite team apart from Stoke? Mine's an easy one. Got a little affinity for Liverpool.
I haven't got one, to be honest.
And Barcelona.
I honestly don't know. I've never really given it a thought. I always want someone in the SPL to win outside of Celtic and Rangers. Just because it's that league is ridiculous. So Hearts, because of the top of the league. I don't know.
Yeah, Jonathan Tittenson says, is the record points back on? Yeah.
Or is that you're
I think it might be mathematically impossible anymore. But,
maybe. Well, win them all to the end.
Where does Lucas fit in when we get him back?
I don't have a clue. I don't know enough about him. I heard he's kind of a left-sided midfielder or centre midfielder, so I get the impression he might be up against McLean for a spot on that left
wing.
I think. I honestly don't. When we play 4-4-2 anyway, because I think he's similar. I honestly don't know enough about him at this stage. That's a pet. We're spending all that money on a player that's going to miss half the season. We're desperate for players in certain areas, and we've done that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous call that.
Ready till November.
Exactly. Stupid.
Ed was, I don't know how you say his name. Rank Stoke managers in terms of pitch side fashion sense. Pulis, Hughes, Lambert, Rowett. Rowett number 1.
Pulis is bottom.
Bottom.
But it had its own little style. But yeah.
Hughes, Lambert.
Yeah.
Rowett, Hughes, Lambert.
Yeah. Pulis.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Pulis was quite iconic with his look, but it wasn't that great in a style sense.
Harry Moran says, would you buy Adobe at Christmas? I think he means Afobe, but if you mean Photoshop and Premiere Pro, then yeah, we might get them at Christmas.
I forgot about that loan thing. We tied into that purchase.
No, we've got to, yeah.
We have to. Yeah. So in that case,
we've answered your question.
Well, it's a good thing to ponder, though. I don't know. He's doing all right, I suppose.
Right. That is everyone's questions.
Okay.
Favourite?
Mine
was the Chinese, but he's already got it.
I like the one about the social media content because it provoked a little rant about the stream.
Yeah, we did.
And that has been on my mind.
Let us know if you've complained or if anyone's got money back at any point.
Yeah, has anyone beaten the system? Because I've not at the moment. I'm still over 10 after that blink fest.
Right, so last up, Borough, TP.
Last time in this position, it was very similar in the sense I was saying. I feel like we're turning. Remember before Birmingham, after we've turned the corner, the season's just about to kick into gear. I was convinced a home win against Birmingham, and then we were off. Here we go, promotion, or at least a promotion challenge. We're back there again. I'm going to do the absolute opposite here and just say I don't think we're going to win. Just because last time I was that confident.
Is it a must win?
No, not yet. Not yet. When the season's got to kick into gear quickly. I don't think we're going to win. Pulis is going to sit backs to the wall. This is going to be what we just did to Bristol, times a million.
Pulis ball.
It's going to be 10 men behind the ball. It's going to be an absolute slog, this is. That's why we have to play 2 people up front.
I think he'd be daft not to play Bojan in this game. To counter that.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I usually don't go for Bojan. I'm not in the biggest of Bojan fan clubs that exist in Stoke, but I think against... Because often you get this mentality of managers, just because we're playing a physical side, we'll match them. That's the complete opposite. It doesn't make any sense.
You go the other way.
You get numbers around them, but make sure it's on the floor against Pulis. And I think Bojan's a good shout. He has to play, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, let's hope
will if
he does. That has been the Bear Pit Pod.
Bear Pit Pod.
Make sure you go and give us a like wherever you're listening, watching Acast, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, wherever it is. Give us a like, give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We haven't said about.
Are we doing these on Mondays whilst you've got your football thing as well?
We might change the day.
Is that right? Yeah.
You never know. We're flexible.
Feels a bit fresh as well on Monday. I've got a bit more linked to the weekend.
We're flexible. But yeah, leave all that good stuff and we will see you very soon.
Bye.